We're diving into the fascinating process of cultivating Ulva, a type of seaweed also known as sea lettuce. Let's explore how this amazing plant goes from tiny pieces, we call them propagules, and grows in water to a packaged product. Ulva starts its journey as a small sprout. In nature, is usually attached to a rock or other seaweed, but can also be simply floating in seawater, and in any case is very good at absorbing nutrients. Under the right conditions, these little algae grow quickly, capturing sunlight and carbon dioxide, but also lots of nitrogen and phosphorus. Once they reach the right size and amount, the seaweeds are transferred into large and controlled photobioreactors. We simply call these tanks. In these tanks, they move gently with the water flow, as air is injected to keep the water rich in CO2. This circulation of air also causes the ulva to alternate between periods of light and shade, recreating the natural conditions of the ocean. This way, the seaweed receives the sunlight it needs for photosynthesis without constant exposure, which could otherwise result in damage. Meanwhile, in the lab, scientists continuously monitor the growth and health of ulva. They examine samples under a microscope to detect any potential contaminants, ensuring that the seaweed remains high quality and safe. In addition, they measure growth rates and analyze the levels of specific compounds of interest. By using specialized tools like microscopes, they can also observe if the individuals are becoming reproductive. This closer look under the microscope reveals the unique cell structure of ulva, where photosynthesis happens. This is where it converts sunlight into energy, an essential process for all algae, such as it happens with the terrestrial plants. Coming back to the tanks, once the ulva reaches the right size and quantity, it's time to harvest. Carefully, workers gather the vibrant green seaweed from the water, preparing it for the next stage. Freshly harvested, the ulva is then brought in for weighting. Here, excess water is simply drained or centrifuged just like you do after washing your salad, giving us a more accurate weight of the seaweed in its fresh form. After weighting, the seaweed is distributed evenly into trays to prepare it for drying. Each tray allows for good airflow, which is crucial for even drying and preserving the seaweed's natural qualities. In the drying area, trays are stacked and placed in a greenhouse with controlled temperature. We want to dry our seaweed nicely, but not to cook it. Through a time lapse, we see how the seaweed gradually dries out as water evaporates, preserving all its nutrients. Finally, the dried seaweed is ready for packaging. Carefully weighted and packed, our sea lettuce is prepared to reach consumers, full of nutrients and ready to be enjoyed.